Good morning. Thank you, Angelo, and thank you, Rosie, and thanks to all our visitors here at Old Bethpage Village Restoration, and welcome. In about 15 minutes, we're going to start the parade of vehicles of the Museum of American Armor. So, do we have any armor fans here? Yeah. Probably not a whole lot, huh? Oh, there's one. Oh, there's some more. So, you're going to see some Vietnam vehicles here. We'll point them out. But the majority of our vehicles are World War II. They're fully tracked vehicles. I was speaking to a gentleman before. I think he said that his grandfather was in an M18 Hellcat, a tank destroyer unit. Well, guess what? We have an M18 here. Pardon me, it is one of the stars of the show. And you'll be seeing that. You're going to see half-tracked vehicles, both German and American. And you're going to see armored cars by the bucket load. I'm very lucky to drive M8, M20, but they have put me here today. I don't know whether it's because of my driving. They told me it's because I talk pretty good. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So in about 15 minutes, we'll be starting, and we want to thank you very, very much for coming to Armor Parade 2021. All right, so the moment you have come here for is about to happen. Coming on your left is our black and yellow Jeep, our so-called Follow Me Jeep. And in it is County Executive Ms. Laura Curran. We want to thank again Ms. Curran for all her help today and throughout the year and past years. And behind it is that M48 tank we were talking about. And at the appropriate time, when Ms. Curran gets up here, all right, so we kind of make our simulations as realistic as possible. If you're in the service, you probably know the old saying, hurry up and wait. But here we go. So our M48 is on the move. Been talking about for a while. Take a gander at it. We're going to ask you again, whether you're a photographer or kids or anybody else, just please stand back. Enjoy these for what they are, which are big, ferocious, heavy, dangerous vehicles. Said the United States was the arsenal of democracy. So while that vehicle was destined for Britain and Canadian and New Zealand troops, it was made here in the United States. Speaking of which, we have an M3A1 White Scout car, a reconnaissance car from early on in the war, saw service in North Africa. Matter of fact, General Patton had one of these in his collection. General Patton had pretty much whatever he wanted, of course. Here's that vehicle we were talking about before, our brand new to us, M2 half-track. This vehicle came to us from Danbury, and through no fault of their own, this vehicle had fallen into disrepair. Really was a bucket of rust. This was a proverbial bucket of rust. And our very talented mechanics over the last 2.5 years have been plugging and destroying this vehicle. This is only its second public appearance. Here's a vehicle that I drive quite frequently. I think my friend Nick Cassius is driving this today. It's an M20 Armored Car. By the way, a lot of the people you see here walking here, like this gentleman, are from the Long Island Living History Association, our sister group of living historians, sometimes known as reenactors, but they prefer, and we much prefer the term living historians because each of these young men and young ladies actually portray a real person. What they do in terms of uniforms, arms, tactics are all period correct. Here is the big brother of that M2 half-track that we just saw. This is a long-standing veteran of the Museum of American Armor. This is an M3A1 half-track. If you're a buff on half-tracks, you'll see a big difference is it has a door in the back versus that M2, which did not. It's not making it rather inconvenient to get in and out. Here's a German vehicle. It's called the CF. We just step back. Thank you, man. This is a Scoop 3. Vehicle, but a darn good one. Scoop 3 was an assault gun the Germans used. They used originally to life, like that guy, as a great anti-tank gun. Here's a Jeep that we were talking about, driven by Mr. Jim Gallagher. Take a look at that grill on that Jeep when you go by. Here's one of the unsung heroes of World War II. World War II couldn't have happened without vehicles like this. This is the Deuce-and-a-Half, the 2.5-ton CCKW truck. All the ammunition, all the gasoline, all the food that troops needed were carried in vehicles like that, which technically would only carry 2.5 tons, but were most often overloaded, sometimes twice that. That's an M18 Armored Car. Kind of a cousin of the M20 that we saw before. Here, sir, is your M18. This is the M18 Hellcat. One of the star performers. That gentleman is a great critical on it. In the honor of his old D-100 Commando, saw service in Vietnam, convoy escort. And again, later on, why did these vehicles survive? Well, they went to sheriff's departments and went to police departments. Here is a British vehicle from Miss Stacey Watson driving it. It's a Dingo scout car. The British love to name their scout cars after stealthy canines. The Dingo, of course, is a wild dog. We have here a beautifully restored fire engine. We were talking about vehicles that saw service after the war and went into the civilian realm, if you will. Here's some fire department. So this vehicle was a fire truck during the war, and of course, probably later on, Mark will shoot me. I should know the story on this. I believe it went to, if not Bethpage, someplace around here, and then it was restored back again to the World War era paint job as you see it. So you would have seen, while they were in service in World War II, a vehicle like that might have been a crash truck at an air base in England where B-17s and B-24s were operating, or it could have been at a base, so it was a standard type fire department truck there. Now here's a vehicle. I don't think this is his first time around. We talked about the unsung heroes of World War II and the Armor Museum, the type vehicles we had. American vehicles were made to be repaired and maintained. But in order to do that, you have to be able to get them off the battlefield, back to a rear area, no matter how even down the short distance. You get beautiful vehicles like this, Diamond C tow truck. They're very heavy-duty wrecker in the traditional sense we talked about the Now we're going to go to the head track in olive red. This is the I think if you jump out in front of this one, he would lose. This is the brainchild of one of our good friends. This is George Morse. George is the teacher. I know we were talking about some people at East Northport here. There he is. Way to go, teach. You should know better being a teacher. Thank you, George. That's Calamity Jane. His own brainchild. Pretty cool, huh? Jump our M20 again. Don't run over. Don't run over. You see a lot of stowage on our vehicles. This is how vehicles actually look.
I would say from about, if it was like, you know, there's no way you probably have something maybe like 100,000. Maybe like, you probably have like a 500,000. I thought about it like that. So that's like,